This episode of Sean and John was recorded on December 2nd, 2015.
Recomendita la sepeldektentistoj anstataŭ ol manĝi vitron estas Sean and John kun Sean kaj Sean.
And hello and welcome to Sean and John.
Hello,
Hi, so welcome to Sean and John, everybody. I'm John.
I'm Sean.
I'm Ranjit.
We have a new guest this week. Ranjit's going to be here for the next, mini-series? Is it a
mini-series?
Is it
It's a
it's a podcasting event.
Maybe,
Wow.
yeah.
I never knew this was an event.
It's always an event with you.
Always an event.
Ranjit was on
you guys.
the previous show of Sean and John.
Actually, I think, Ranjit, you were like on the last two episodes before we went on our 7-year hiatus.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Where we found God for a while,
yeah.
and then we came back.
Found him, lost him. I found him in an empty beer bottle.
Well, you find him in most unexpected places, I guess.
Yeah. and if you look...
John always finds them in beer bottles, though. That's the thing.
I do. He's just sitting there going, order another one.
Okay, God. You say so.
Let's turn to the bartender. God told me to order another beer.
And that, in our tradition, though,
Oh yeah,
we're drinking.
So
What are we drinking, by the way?
For this podcast event, we're drinking Mill Street Brewery, which is out of Toronto, and it's their organic lager.
All right.
It's a nice light beer.
Shall we click
Yeah, cheers.
or clink?
All right, yeah. This is quite fancy.
Well,
I remember when we went to your house and you had Wildcat or something. What was it?
Wildcat?
Was it
No.
Wildcat? No, it was something around
there
there.
was the old, every beer
was
that
old
I have,
stock, that
every
was it,
beer that
yeah.
I have in my house, you make fun of it. So,
I usually
like,
do,
no
yes.
matter what I bring, except for like,
Usually, the beer that you have in your fridge just defines someone that doesn't drink beer.
yeah, I don't. I just bring beer for
We
you
have
guys.
Old
Actually,
Stock,
So we should be
Lucky Lager. I'm still waiting for that one.
I haven't bought in Lucky Lager.
It's like you walk down the street or a dark alley and you saw hobos drinking beer and you're like, how does that taste?
I just tried new things, man.
what do you guys have?
Merry Christmas.
Okay,
Well,
I'll
it
get
seems
some
like he
winter ale.
likes that. I'll get a 6-pack.
We shouldn't complain because, admittedly, we are complaining that Ranjit has bought us beer.
This is true.
So I'm gonna read
All
I
right,
get
I
belligerent.
won't.
But
even
no
when I'm
I won't
Wildcat.
do this anymore. If that's what you want.
Yeah, I just ring you out but don't stop buying beer.
I mean, you're
trying.
You're a jerk.
What
but
I'm
don't
trying to
stop
say
being a
is
jerk.
keep trying.
I think I had like a, what do you call it?
An epiphany?
No, not epiphany, but like I crossed a thing with you where you were like, oh, you actually have nice beer this time.
Oh, yeah, we had a breakthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, breakthrough.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
English
I
is my
think-
second language.
Well, this will be great for a podcast in English.
I had this whole bit on dictionaries. Shit. Well, okay. So speaking of that, you were not born in Canada.
No, I was not.
So and
What?
You have no idea.
No, I can't tell by the accent.
I thought she was from like Northern Ontario. Some of this was covered when you were on the show last, but because we had a break and we're kind of in this new format, we have new listeners. So
Two.
two
new
of
listeners,
them.
yeah.
One of them we pay just to listen. It's my mother. So when did you move to Canada?
In 2009.
2009.
Yeah.
And was it specifically with animation in mind, like getting into that industry?
Yeah, I was like.
Or was it just for the sweet Canadian pussy?
Well, it was actually just for animation. I was very blue-eyed
Yep.
boy. when
Is
I
that
was there.
true, or were you like fleeing an arranged marriage?
That was well.
I saw that episode of The Simpsons.
No,
You just
I-
didn't want to say that to the border guards.
Yeah.
That you're fleeing an arranged marriage. I'm here for animation.
I was 19. It was
Like,
not
well,
that
I guess
bad.
I gotta enroll in animation now.
No, I was just 19 and
Yeah.
just wanted to study animation. Like, drawing was my passion, so I just wanted to be like, you know, how every artist is like, I want to draw and make a career out of it. And
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. So that's what I was doing.
So how old were you when you realized I want to draw? Art is what I want to do.
I was 17 and yeah.
Or when did you realize you had a gift? Because I have to say,
Oh, it's
his
amazing.
animation
It is. It's crazy.
No, it's
pretty badass.
It's not gift. It's just skill. Like it's
like
any other
10,000
skill.
hours
that's
kind of
a
thing.
Yeah.
But no, because
Anybody
there's
can learn it.
I would
wouldn't
argue
call
like,
it a gift. I would call it a skill.
like my nunchuck
Most people
skills,
don't have
staff skills.
Kind of like a gift.
It is easily learned. That's what I meant.
But there's obviously there is some technique, and there's
Yeah.
you would learn shading. You're going to learn all that things, how to draw a perfect circle. I don't know what, but there's got to be a certain amount of like natural talent, because you would have started drawing and go, oh, I enjoy this. I can kind of make good things if I learn more. So there had to be like a nugget of raw talent.
I would say that's interest. Like I just had interest in it.
Okay.
I just enjoyed doing it, so I did it a lot. While sitting back in the classes, I was that kid who would draw, and
Because
not
you had no
look at
friends.
board. Yeah, that too.
Is that it? Yeah. Everyone was hanging out and talking and stuff. I was just doodling.
in the corner,
Just drawing pictures of me eventually killing them.
Yeah, it's a superhero massacring everyone.
Yeah, but the only
And
problem,
he's getting some sweet Canadian.
Randy was
pussy.
that guy in class during Valentine's Day where his envelope or his card kind of box had no cards in them, and he was so excited handing out his. Was that it?
And then
I don't even know what that is. Like, I don't
you
know
guys
what you guys
so
do
we
in Valentine's Day.
on Valentine's Day when in grade school in Canada, I bet they
It's a
don't
terrible
do it
idea.
anymore because there's all that takes is one parent to go, my Jimmy didn't get a card. But on Valentine's Day, every kid you're supposed to come with enough cards for everybody in your class, and then you make these little boxes that you hang on the
That
front
you
of
can
your desk.
drop 'em in, like
And
a
every
mailbox.
Every kid drops in a Valentine Day to you, so you get a Valentine from everybody in your class. Because there's nothing that builds camaraderie like forced love.
Wow.
But there's
you have to do
obviously outcasts of the class
Yeah.
where people just wouldn't give them cards.
Yeah.
So they're sitting there with an empty mailbox
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day when it's supposed to be about love, and it's clearly they're hated.
Yeah.
Are they like
It's a
candy?
terrible idea.
Are they like candy grams that they give out during Christmas?
Yeah, we did that.
I've never done a candygram.
We used to do candygrams in high school, and then you'd give it to someone that you had a crush on and stuff like that. And then when the person came to the classroom door and we got a candygram for such and such, and we were like,
we did
someone
things like
like
that.
such and such.
Yeah. Which is dumb when you think about it, because you'd like to walk up to high school kids and say, "Oh, you like her? Go tell her you like her."
Yeah, no.
But you
Or-
give a
or
candy
beat around
gram
the
with
bush.
it.
Just send her a
Be
candygram.
romantic Romeo, and never
Give her a
never
candy
confront the issue, and just spend money on her.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Valentine's Day, when I was growing up, was pretty different. We would actually just stay at home so that our parents would think, oh, he doesn't have a girlfriend. Because if you are going out on Valentine's Day, having a girlfriend was not that.
It wasn't appreciated.
Yeah.
We'll say,
It was
to
not
say
much.
the least.
Yeah,
Not encouraged.
Not encouraged. Just because the way the traditions and things were. So we were just like, stay at home, not do much. And we're like, ooh, I'm totally a good boy. See, I have like no girlfriend, so I'm not
With
gonna do
naughty
anything.
thoughts.
Yeah.
No naughty thoughts.
Whereas here, if you don't get the Valentine's card from everybody, you're the loser.
You're the
like,
loser, yeah.
That's Jacob. He scratches his own butt and smells his finger. Don't give him a Valentine's.
I never gave Jacob.
He just writes his own card and drops it in
Yeah,
his own
yeah.
mailbox. Yeah.
I choose you.
So you come over. So you, in your late teens, you realize I want to draw stuff.
Yeah.
And you came from India, right?
Yeah.
So your guys' fashion sense was way behind us. So you showed up in bell bottoms. What else? What'd you have? You had
What do you
sideburns.
call it? Borderline racism?
Yeah. Passive aggressive racism. Because arguably,
I kept going until you finally called me on it.
Because arguably, Bollywood is bigger than Hollywood now. It's been
Oh, it's
bigger
huge.
for years.
Yeah.
So you could argue that, which is okay. I'm going to ask you this straight up. Do you like Bollywood?
Not much, but
Okay.
a couple of directors are really good. So
Yeah.
there's some really good Bollywood, like the kind of cinema that I like. I think that's the genre that I like is more of a serious, thought-provoking cinema.
Okay, it's like
which is
dramatic stuff.
Yeah, whereas like most of the Bollywood mainline cinema is very romantic, very like musical,
Crazy action.
crazy action,
Best
and,
fights
and
ever.
just like simple
And then
love
dancing
stories.
right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm just like, why is there a song? There shouldn't be a song. And things like that. So just a normal cinema.
This is a funeral scene.
Yeah. So, pretty much. But the thing is, in day-to-day life, or there are so many festivals in India, whenever there's something, people just start dancing. You know, they're like, okay, let's play the music, let's dance. People like to celebrate there.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing that I never noticed before coming here.
Yeah.
So
Because everyone's depressed here.
everybody just like keeps to themselves.
Yeah.
They're like just doing their thing.
You got to look cool.
Yeah, you gotta look
yeah.
cool in a way.
No one's dancing. Everyone's just kind of chilling at the bar. holding
Except
the drink.
for when you go to a club, everybody's grinding. And
Well, yeah, that's the only because we don't know how to dance. We just cling on to someone and just grind. away.
Unless you're
Am I
coming
doing it
from
right?
Jamaica and then you're like, they're not even dancing.
yeah.
Everybody has their clothes on. Nobody's grinding somebody's asses into another person's face. So you come over here. Where did you go to school? Now, some of these questions we're asking, Sean and I both know, but ideally there's a person listening to this podcast going,
Gee, I wish I could get into animation.
and hopefully part of this will help them.
Yeah.
And if that's you listening, you're fucking welcome. When you came over here, where did you go to school?
I went to Vancouver Film School.
Which is where you and Sean met first.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's right. Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Even though that was the window to the three. Okay.
I think I stole your backpack. Was that the first time?
Gave you a wedgie.
My old backpack, the ragged backpack that I bought from India, made from jute. You were like, this is high fashion here.
Yeah, that's
I
right,
never
yeah.
knew.
So when you were coming to Canada, did you have, like in India before you left, had you applied to Vancouver Film School? Was that the school of your choice, or did you come here and then look at the options?
Yeah, I applied for Vancouver Film School, and yeah, they took me pretty easily, which I was surprised at because my drawing skill was not that high. And I think they were just looking for international students. It was pretty okay. Like, I used to copy things really well.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
all I did. But yeah, I didn't have any particular good, proper drawing skills back then. So when I came
Or maybe you weren't aware of it.
not really. Like, I was the drawing guy in my school. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's the drawing guy."
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm okay. But then you come to Vancouver Film School, and then all my classmates were ridiculously good. They were just like, they have already done graphic designing, or they've already made films, and they are coming here to like progress their thing. And I was studying bachelor's in computer science back in India, which I didn't even do well at because I would skip most of the classes. They didn't even give me my examination ticket because my attendance was too low in the class.
You're too busy drawing.
No, I was just like outside, just watching movies, just like
Dancing.
skipping classes all the time. Yeah.
But you're originally getting into it because thinking, oh, there's money in that.
Yeah.
I can get a good job. And then
Well, if you
realizing,
want to
hey,
know the breakthrough story, when I realized that
Absolutely.
I wanted to do was I graduated from my 12th grade, and after 12th grade, there's a crucial thing that every guy needs to go through, where it's like you need to decide, do you want to become an engineer or a doctor, or you need to choose your careers from here on, and it's a huge thing. And
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say like circumcision or something.
no,
I hope that happens way earlier.
So, and I was in this school during 11th and 12th grade where there was like very focused studies on engineering exams, entrance exams. So for 2 years I was doing that, and I gave my entrance exam, got like really bad grades just on the entrance exam, but like normal examinations I was pretty good. And anyways, there was not good time in the family, and one day my dad came and he was like always mad at me. He was like, what are you doing? No, this is shit, you know?
What are you gonna do with
In your life.
Is this also the time where you thought you were gay?
No.
So it was just a whole whirlwind of.
No. This was very recent.
Which,
This is-
by the way, if you're wondering why did Sean just say that, go back and listen to Ranjit's last episodes, and there's 2 whole episodes explaining that story. It's a good story.
Yeah. So he was just not happy with me. He was like, you are my only son, and you're not doing anything good in life, you know. So he was like, apply for this, apply for that. And one day he just came back from home, and he was not. There was some like business issues too, so he was just like really stressed. And I was just hanging out with my friend on the bed, just chilling, you know. And we were actually filling papers for some merchant navy or something, you know. We were like, we'll apply for every other field there is to apply. Maybe something will work. So I applied for that. We were applying for it, but we were just laughing when he came home, and he's like, what the fuck, you know, you're just like laughing all the time and never being serious. And he just like smacked me, and my friend was like, oh, And then he like he's just quietly left. He's like, I'm gonna go right now.
I shouldn't be here.
And that was just like the breaking point. I'm like, I can't take this anymore, like constant nagging all the time.
Beating.
I get it. Yeah, like it was normal. It's very normal. At least for my dad, it was pretty normal to like beat me, which is like not just like horrendously beating me, but like smacking here and there. It's like, what the fuck are you doing,
I think we're the last generation, especially like, I don't know in India what it would be like, but I would argue that, Sean, you and I are the last generation that would get like a spanking. Parents don't spank the kids anymore.
Yeah, I
it
got
can be viewed
spanked.
as abuse.
There's a couple times where me and my sister, when we were kids, if we'd be fighting, my dad would kind of hit our heads together, and that would just completely stop what we were doing.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's probably why I still get migraines. But
again, like my dad was not abusive. You can like listen to the earlier podcast to kind of know what kind of personality he had.
Yeah.
oh, he was a badass.
He was a badass.
Sort of, but yeah, he's quite funny too now. I realize.
Okay, so obviously you didn't really approve of the direction you wanted to. At first, he was really hesitant of you wanting to be an animator.
Oh yeah,
But now, I mean, you've worked on quite a bit of shows. You worked on My Little Pony.
yeah,
Yeah, the big one.
What else? Transformers.
yeah.
And there was, we IMDb'd you for this. So there was also a short you're credited on called Penguins Are So Sensitive to My Needs.
Well, I just animated 2 scenes in it. Like,
Did you really?
I didn't even see the full shot yet. So
I've seen the trailer. It's simple.
It's really simple. I don't even know who was doing it. My friend just contacted me for that. He's like, "Oh yeah,
I need you to draw some penguins.
yeah. Do you want to do this?
Shut up and draw me fucking penguins.
Do you want to do this job?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." They're like,
Does it pay?
Yeah, that's what I asked. Does it pay? They were like, "Oh yeah, it
penguin
pays."
meat.
So they were like, "Okay, here are like 3 or 4 scenes," and I just animated it in 2 days and sent it in. So that was it.
But going on that though, like you've worked on some pretty reputable shows. Now, what does your dad think of it? I mean, essentially, this is how you pay the bills. This is your career.
Yeah,
You're doing quite well in it.
yeah.
Has he kind of turned a new leaf?
Yeah. Like he's okay. He's like, "Well, you're doing something." So he's like,
You've worked on like some pretty awesome shows. He's like, well, at least you're not a hobo.
yeah, that's what it seems like mostly. He's like happy that I'm happy.
Yeah. That's
So he's
he loves you.
and he.
That's
he,
the pinnacle of a parent that's not quite happy with what you did. Well, if you're happy, then I'm happy. And he just kind of leaves the room.
There's
to
2
the
great
liquor
things parents
cabinet.
have. Like, well, look, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. And the other one is,
And you know very well
I'm
they
not
don't mean
angry. I'm just disappointed. Everybody's parent is.
And those two mean the exact same
They
thing.
really do. They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. You're happy. I'm disappointed.
In a perfect world, what would your dad want of you to do?
he wanted me to be a pilot.
Like,
pilot?
Because
Yeah.
he was a pilot, was he not?
No, he was not a pilot. He was just a captain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he was in artillery, not in Air Force.
Okay.
So
So you graduate VFS.
Yeah.
Was there any one course that really like inspired or shaped you to realize, oh, I'm going to work in not just like drawing and art, but animation specifically?
animation was just a commercial way to. Animation was the only commercial thing that I could do with art.
Okay.
It was like, I love drawing, so I was like, what job can I do that will make me draw all the time? And classical animation was the thing. I was like, okay, this is what you do. You just draw all the time. That's all you're doing. You're making things move when you draw. So I just wanted to get better at drawing. So I'm like, what else would I?
You think webcam people kind of think the same way? It's like, what kind of job would let me masturbate all the time?
I have these boobs. What can I do with these boobs and this webcam?
They have the same mindset. What pays if I could just masturbate all day?
Yeah, and it worked for them.
Perfect. Work for them, work for you. You know, you draw all day just like they masturbate.
So speaking of paying jobs, what outside, like when you left VFS and you graduated there, what was your first paying job and how did you get into that? Did somebody give you a recommendation or did you just hit the pavement or?
Like my first actual studio job, you mean?
Yeah.
Like where you actually got money and you went to the bar and you're like, I'm not going to ask what's on special today because I got a real paycheck.
But what is on special?
It's really weird. It was I used to just look on Craigslist because I didn't have a work permit, so I cannot legally work in Canada.
Coincidentally, a lot of people who jerk off on webcam look on Craigslist too.
Yeah, see, it's like I see a parallel there. People following their passions.
It's like parallels. It's like John F. Kennedy and Abe Lincoln.
Just coincides nicely.
Yeah. So I found this guy who wanted to do had this film idea or something, and he was like, "Oh, I want to do this. Can you draw me some characters for it?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. I'll try my best." And I told him this is how much it'll cost, and I'll just do the pre-production work for it. And if you like it, it's fine. If you don't like it, just pay me for the drawing. Mm-hmm. And he was like a really shrewd guy, so he pretty much got 10 character designs out of me by just paying me $100.
Oh wow!
And I realized it later. I'm like, I got fucked here. But that was my first paying job. But the more I did those, I realized I'm like, okay, how to deal with it more properly, and how much you don't know what the value of your job is until you start actually doing it.
Oh, and until you put the time into it, and you're just thinking, this isn't enough money for the time you put in.
Yeah. I still have issues because I like doing it so much. I see it just with time because I have so less of it these days that I'm like, okay, if I'm going to do something, I'm like, okay, how much time am I putting into it and how much time do I have for the things that I want to do for myself? So I just time it out and I'm like, okay, this is the standard rate, so I'm just going to use that and do it. So it's becoming easier. But yeah.
So after that, fast forward to Hasbro.
Oh yeah,
because you're in, I would say, pretty tight with Hasbro.
Well, my company is.
You got an in.
Fair enough, but because you are
you get invited to Christmas parties now.
Yeah,
that's how in.
You have Optimus Prime on speed dial. But speaking of Optimus Prime, you're currently
Optimus Prime. I'm lonely.
But speaking of that, you are working on a Transformers show right now, right?
Yeah.
Now, and if there's anything that you're like, I can't tell you guys this because it's spoilers or some reason that you're bound by a non-disclosure agreement or something, because Hasbro's pretty, cloak and dagger. They'll kill people, just for.
Yeah, they're quite some.
Yeah, they're worse than the NSA, but they're listening.
No, you work for them, so they're great.
They're really good. They're great clients, and I love working for them.
So great Christmas parties.
You're working on Transformers Rescue Bots right now.
Yeah.
Can I ask what your position for this series or this season is?
Yeah, I'm animation director, which is pretty much animation supervisor on the show, because all I do is oversee all the animation that goes into the show.
Yeah.
And
so now you don't have to draw unless someone absolutely fucks up.
Yeah, it's more of just looking at scenes if they're looking good or
Optimus Prime's bulge has to be bigger.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do.
Too many dicks in that.
This is too big. The boob is too big, or the hand is too small. Make it big. Hook up the scene to the previous one. Things like that.
So, and this is the season that you're working on. Is it out yet?
No.
Okay, so you guys, and when you do that, do you do a whole season? It's in the can, and then you ship it out to whoever, and they play it once a week, or if it's Netflix.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay. So, before Transformers, you've done a couple other shows, but the big one to mention is My Little Pony, because it's admittedly a phenom. I don't know I'm guessing it's still not as big as it was 3-ish years ago, but there's still tons of bronies out there.
There are tons of bronies. It's becoming quite big.
Have you become a brony after?
No, I have not. I've been.
You didn't go to the dark side, eh?
No. I like the supervisors who actually work on it. They're huge fans of the show, and they love working on it. And when I was working on the show, they were asking me to hey, maybe you should check out this episode. This episode is really good. You might really like it. And I did watch the show, and I have to say it's pretty good.
Well, and they're like, I don't get it. Yeah. They're horses. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've seen a couple episodes with my nieces, and I was like, okay, just I get it.
Yeah,
but now, so obviously we're not the fan base.
Exactly,
it's probably girls girls and boys between 7 and 12, and then there is this brony section,
which is 17 to whatever age it goes to
45 in mom's basement.
Yeah,
and. Have you ever had a friend who was a brony or an acquaintance, somebody you met at a party, and they found out you worked on that show?
Happened a couple of times. They all asked me the same thing, if I'm a brony, and I was like, I don't know what that means.
Is that the most general question? So are you a brony?
Yeah, it's the most general
question. And if you say no, do they kind of look at you sour,
For the most part, I
going to
didn't.
ask you if you could draw more.
If you what makes me wonder if you said yes, would they start talking in some kind of weird brony language or start convulging some kind of secret? Because it's one thing asking you if you've been on the show, but why do they care if you're a brony or not? It just seems like some kind of secret society that you kind of have to find out. And if you do, maybe next time you say yes, I'm a brony, and see what kind of information you get.
Yeah, maybe we actually.
Maybe you'll solve a plot that assassinating the president or something.
Yeah,
That's all bronies were doing, trying to assassinate.
Yeah,
they've
a lot of assassination plots.
They've been responsible for every assassination since John F. Kennedy.
Nobody suspected.
was a
Nobody
brony.
suspected.
Nobody suspects.
If you actually see the John F. Kennedy video, you hear someone in the background going, "That was a brony."
You just see. I was going to come up with one of the horses' names, and I don't know.
Pinkie Pie? Fluttershy?
Okay,
You are a
what was the
brony.
first one?
Pinkie Pie?
Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie.
And what was the second one?
Fluttershy?
Okay, those all sound like gay.
Do they all
prison
rhyme?
names. They
Oh,
all sound like
okay.
something of really.
Yeah, does
thin
one of the
white guy in
ponies have a
prison would be
teardrop
called.
tattoo?
No, they don't.
But they do have
they
tattoos on their asses.
Yeah, they're called. They're called.
Tramp stamps.
Sort of, but they're cutie marks.
Yeah, that's the tramp stamp. I guarantee you there were women calling the tramp stamps cutie marks.
Do all their names rhyme, or is it?
The
Are
show
these
sounds like it's written by a pedophile. It really does.
Cutie Pie? Was it
Flutter tits.
Fluttershy?
Fluttershy, Twilight Sparkle,
Oh, okay. Well, that was
And,
right.
Sucky cum and Peg Boy.
Takes it in the bum bum.
He takes
they were like
Badonka booty.
they're-
We should do. You know what? I would watch this show.
Badonka
I want
booty.
to see Badonka booty and takes it in the bum bum. Save the day from the evil wizard. I don't know.
something.
What would their?
One of the villain name was like something.
I'm gonna go back. Sounds like
Moonlight,
prison. The villain is their
something.
warden, who's not letting them run from each other's cells.
The story is quite interesting, though. They have this. Like for kids, I think it works really well just because it was so much focused on the kids.
Sorry, is there like an ongoing story arc?
Oh yeah, huge
okay.
story
That's
arc.
kind of interesting.
And I just figured it out I worked on I think 4th season of it or 5th season.
You're like, oh my god, they're horses. I get it. I get it.
Oh no, do you know about Equestria Girls by any chance? Where
Again, because of my nieces, where they walk through a mirror and now
And
they're
they-
girls.
they walk through this parallel universe where now everybody becomes girls and they're
Naked?
in high school.
Still with cutie pie marks or whatever.
Yeah, they
This is a
have.
kid show.
They do see. I think when they turned to girls, half the bronies were like, "Oh, this got so much hotter," and the other half were like, "This isn't hot anymore."
I don't know, man. Like again, Equestria Girls is like. Yeah, I don't know what to think of it. When the first time I saw it, I'm like, they just like fulfilled the fantasy of the fan base by making Equestria Girls.
And I guess we should clarify because a lot of bronies will insist like it's not sexual, but it kind of is. Except it's not. But
Going on that too, you've worked on My
because of
Little Pony,
reasons.
but a number of kid shows. Do you find the writing a little twisted? Like,
Dude,
do you ever
so
you ever
twisted.
watch it and just think, how do adults come up with these scenes and the dialogue?
Adults are always trying to cram in stuff, and there's SNB, I think, standards and practices.
Yeah.
They are like always taking stuff out, but they are too ridiculous too sometimes. You cannot squish a bee. Like, what is a kid gonna get like traumatized by not squishing a bee? Like, oh, I saw
My mom
somebody.
and dad were a bee.
Yeah, but things like that. But people are just trying to cram in shit all the time. Like,
So it's-
especially in
Like, can't
writing.
squish a bee, but can I drill his nipple? Yeah, that's cool.
So the one episode, so I watched 2 episodes. One had something to do with a pie factory, and they were actually doing like a callback to Lucille Ball. What was the fucking show she had? Lucy, I'm home.
Oh, I love Lucy.
There was an episode, and it's a classic.
What was that show about
about
Lucy?
Lucy?
Everyone loves her.
Guy comes home. He loves
Especially
her.
some guy named Ricardo.
Yeah.
He always said, "I love Lucy."
But there's that famous I Love Lucy episode where they're trying to do the pies and the conveyor belt and it all falls apart. And this episode like paid direct homage to it. So while I'm watching it with my nieces, that was the one moment where I was like, oh, I get this. That's a cool callback. But they were just going, haha, it's funny. Like they didn't get the depth to it. So how much when you guys are looking at the script, how much of that writing is subtle jokes written for probably parents who are watching this with their kids, and how much of it is basically fart jokes that kids will laugh at?
A lot, both.
Really?
Lot. Yeah, because
Is there a happy medium they must get to?
I don't know with writing. I have no idea, but they had Solid Snake Pony in it.
Yeah.
So
there was a Big Lebowski episode.
Big Lebowski episode.
That was the other one I saw.
Yeah, so there's like
Was there a pony called the Dude?
There was the dude, but there was also a Jesus pony, which is kind of creepy when you think the kids were watching that show. And anyway,
But yeah, they have like so many episodes which you'll see is like paying homages to like all these previous things that all the adult watched. I think they know their fan base too pretty good.
Yeah.
So the writers pretty much write it into, and you know, when you see the show completely together, you're like, well, it worked out pretty good.
Yeah. I guess that's the balance. Shrek kind of started that, where it's look, kids. It's for kids, but the parents are going to be watching it. And then when you have an audience that's half bronies of age 17 to 45 or whatever we said,
Yeah.
it's gonna have to work. Well, I think we're about out of time for this week.
Okay.
So we'll wrap this up, and we'll come back next week, and there'll be more
Wrap it up.
more Ranjit and more beer. So if you're listening to this show, go check us out at seanandjohn.com. That's SeanandJohn.com. And you can see the link on the front page to our Facebook and our YouTube and our Twitter, which is never updated. But the YouTube and the Facebook definitely are. And if you want to, do you have an Instagram or Twitter account you want people to follow?
Or a 1-900 number on Craigslist?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I don't have a Twitter account, but I have an Instagram account, but I don't know what.
Again, I've researched. It is at Rana_Gill. So RANA_GIL.
And your password is?
I had no idea.
And the name of your childhood pet. And is this your card? No, so Ben, if people want to see your work and your artwork, they can find you at Rana_Gill on Instagram.
My website is ranjitgillart.com.
So RANJITGILLART.com.
Yeah.
You can see all your work there. You can find me at John Silby on Twitter. And Sean, do you want to?
Oh,
Get a
geez,
Twitter
where can
account?
you find me? Well, first, you can't really find me until I get a Twitter account, right?
There you go.
Find me at Sean John.
Yeah. So, but anyway, go to SeanJohn.com. And so we'll see you next week. So I'm John.
I'm Sean.
I'm Ranjit.
Goodbye, lovers.